What's up, guys? This is Adam with A Game, and we're doing the 30-day quest, the process that is going to help you to become the best version of yourself by working on developing all of the areas of your life: your fitness, your nutrition, your attitude, your mindset, your relationship with others, your leadership building skills, and your habits. Now today, this is day 25, and we're talking all about fitness. This is the last fitness day of the whole 30-day quest, so I'm just throwing in everything that I can think of, all the important things that we haven't gone over yet. So I'm really excited about this talk today. We're going to start with a quote. Be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. Don't worry if you're not making progress by huge leaps and bounds. Even if it's only a tiny bit of progress, a small amount, an amount so small that you can barely notice it, that is progress. And that is the mindset you've got to have when you are trying to accomplish a goal or change a habit. It doesn't have to go a whole 180 or overnight success. You'll be more successful, you'll stick to your new habits if you're just making small, slow changes every day, consistently. And then it won't feel like much effort. We talked about that in our last talk, which was all about habits. So today we are going to be talking about muscle fiber types, the different types of muscle fibers that you have. We're going to be talking about the differences between slow, medium, and fast and explosive repetition speed. We're going to be talking about bracing, which is a breathing technique. We're going to be talking about programming and making changes to your programming. We're going to talk about how muscles grow, how they get bigger. And we're going to talk about the different adaptations to endurance exercise. And then we're going to go over your daily workout. So really exciting content and informative content in the videos today that you're going to be able to apply right away to your workouts. So muscle fiber types. Okay, we are all born with a different percentage of muscle fibers. So we're going to start with slow twitch. Okay, slow twitch muscle fibers. These are also called type 1 muscle fibers. The amount of force that these fibers produce is pretty low. All right, they don't contract very hard, and when they do, they're not going to move a whole lot of weight. Okay, but they have a very high tolerance to fatigue. They can just go and go and go. They're like the Energizer Bunny of muscle fibers. Okay, the type of sport where a high percentage of slow twitch fibers is going to predominate is endurance sports. Things like running, swimming, biking, cycling. Even there is an underlying component of endurance and therefore slow twitch muscle fibers in sports like basketball, soccer, tennis, sports where you're really not resting a whole lot. When you are resting, you're still moving around. So those are the types of sports where you're going to see a high percentage of slow twitch muscle fibers. All right, these muscle fibers are developed mostly through high rep, low repetition strength training, or by participating in those sports that I just mentioned. All right, so that's slow twitch fibers. Then you have your fast twitch fibers. And within fast twitch fibers, there are two different kinds. You've got type 2A and type 2B. Type 2A, these fibers are really interesting. These are like your intermediate fibers. They can either take on properties of slow twitch fibers and have a lot of endurance but not produce a lot of force, or they can take on properties of the type 2B fibers, which we're going to talk about next. So it's really the style of training that you do that is going to determine, do these type 2A fibers act more like endurance fibers or act more like power and strength fibers. So that brings us on to our type 2B fibers. These are your powerhouse muscle fibers. When it comes to having to do something where you need to produce a lot of force, a maximum effort, a max effort lift, a max effort high jump, something that you're doing explosively. These are the fibers that are going to get activated. All right, but they don't have a very good ability to resist fatigue. They wear out very quickly. Okay, that is why doing things where you're using a high percentage of fast twitch fibers, you're trying to jump as high as you can, you're trying to deadlift as much weight as possible, you're trying to sprint 50 yards as fast as you can. That is a very tiring activity, and you need more rest because your fibers are just worn out. Okay, so the sports where there's a very high percentage of fast twitch fibers in those athletes are going to be things like football, powerlifting, Olympic lifting, baseball, basketball, shot put, discus, sprinting, long jumping. You get the idea. Sports where there is a very high percentage of actions that are done explosively and with a lot of force. Okay, these fibers are developed through short duration but explosive and or heavy weight training. Now, going back to what I said in the beginning, we are all born with a different percentage of fast twitch fibers. Some of us just are born with a higher percentage of slow twitch fibers. Some of us are born with a higher percentage of fast twitch fibers, and some of us are born with an equal amount of slow and fast twitch fibers. So you'll notice this when you look at elite athletes in their sport. For the most part, those athletes, the best marathon runners, were probably born with a pretty high percentage of slow twitch fibers. The best football players, the best Olympic lifters, power lifters, those people were probably born with a pretty high percentage of fast twitch fibers. Now, through training, like I said, you can, if you're born with more slow twitch fibers, you can do a lot of strength training, a lot of powerlifting, and become more of a power athlete, which was kind of like my story. I grew up doing a lot of sports, baseball, tennis, basketball, but I was very good at endurance sports like running and track. However, because I was more interested and I enjoyed more strength sports, that was my focus, and as a result of that, I've been able to become more like a strength and a power athlete. So, and on the other hand, you could be born more of a strength and power athlete, and you can run and bike, do Ironman triathlons. So really, it is up to you. Just because you're born a certain way doesn't mean that you are going to be that way for your whole life. All right. So that's our talk all about muscle fiber types. That's it for this video. The next one, we are going to be talking about rep speed. All right. So check out that next video about rep speed.